May 18th, 1969. We were almost ready. Man had orbited the moon once. Man had test flown the lunar module, the lunar landing craft, in Earth orbit once. But before we would commit men to a lunar landing, there were still a number of things to be worked out. This was the mission of Apollo 10. In the words of its commander, Tom Stafford, to sort out all the unknowns and pave the way for a lunar landing. It was a veteran crew. Spacecraft Commander Tom Stafford had flown on Gemini 6 and 9. Lunar Module pilot Gene Cernan had flown with Stafford on Gemini 9. John Young had been on Gemini 3 and Gemini 10. They would face problems on Apollo 10, problems that would be solved for Apollo 11. Most would be minor, but they would be solved. Stafford, Young, Cernan. They brought to their mission enthusiasm, dedication, responsibility, even amazement. And through the means of color television, they took us with them as they played their part in man's greatest adventure.
We are go for a mission to the moon at this time. Tom Stafford reports they are go. We're coming up in the 20-second mark. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. 17 seconds and counting. Guidance internal. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We have ignition sequence start. Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 2. All engines running. Launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff 49 minutes past the hour.
Roger. Good ignition on the second stage.
Man, that staging was quite a sequence. Just like old times. It's beautiful out there.
You guys sound ecstatic.
Man, this is the greatest, Charlie.
Apollo 10 was headed for its initial parking orbit around the Earth. After the checkout in orbit, it was time for TLI, translunar injection, the burn of the S-4B engine to send Apollo 10 to the moon.
7 minutes, counting up.
Roger, 10. You're go for TLI. S-4B's looking as planned.
Right on. Seco.
Roger, Seco. We confirm the cutoff.
Apollo 10, with a perfect burn, was on its way to the moon. Now, the command and service module separated from the S-4B and turned around to dock with the lunar module. For the first of many times, Tom Stafford turned on the small, high-resolution color television camera and shared with the people of Earth the spectacular sights of outer space. Apollo 10 took along all those who had made and were making the conquest of the moon a reality.
Charlie, we can't be more than about 5-10 feet away.
Roger. 10 is looking real stable to us. We show you closing slightly.
Roger. Be docked in a second, I hope.
Roger. 10, Houston, you're looking good. We can see the markings in a rendezvous with it. It looks like you just docked.
Roger, we got a capture. You haven't fired yet.
Roger.
Snap, snap, and we're there. Got 2 grays.
Roger.
You saw the docket, Charlie.
Gene, we can read the numbers on the LEM docking window.
During the docking, Apollo 10 encountered its first problem. The nylon spacecraft hatches had broken, releasing a snowstorm of fiberglass in the zero gravity.
going to have a heck of a cleaning job here. They had insulation all in the seal, all in the valve, and it is really a heck of a mess up here.
For Apollo 11, it would be fixed. Then we watched as they pulled free of the S-4B and got our first live color pictures of the blue planet Earth.
Charlie, this is it's so hard to describe. You can go right up past Alaska and you can see the polar caps. It's incredible.
Well, we see it all here, Gene. Its colors are really beautiful.
That's great. And the blackest black that you ever could conceive is the setting for all this.
Right.
So Stafford, Young, and Cernan began their coast away from Earth, their speed continually dropping as the arms of Earth's gravity tried to pull them back. To control the temperature of the spacecraft, they performed a slow, steady rotation.
Yeah, it sounds like shortly we'll soon be about 55,000 miles out, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like a long way from home, Joe.
It was time to continually check the trajectory and the spacecraft. The command module, call sign Charlie Brown, the lunar module, Snoopy. It was time for conversation, and it was time for showing the people at home on the Earth what space travel is like.
And up here, for one time, you have your choice. If you don't like things right side up, you can go upside down. I just do whatever he says.
Roger, down here. Okay, we got one of you in each direction.
That's the only way to fly.
Farther and farther